You are watching the news at 6 live on UHAS Base TV. I'm Precious Mimshak.
And I am Fidelia. Our main headlines.
The fight for steady tables grows stronger each day as there aren't enough on the Trafalgar campus. We'll hear how this is affecting students.
First of all, it's indirectly affecting everybody on this campus, because sometimes when there are shortage of tables and chairs here, lectures have to be halted for a while.
Rudolph SUNNYDAYS has been sworn in as SRC president after months of legal tussle.
Do hereby in the name of God swear.
Do hereby in the name of God swear.
That I will be faithful and true to the SRC.
That I will be faithful and true to the SRC.
And now they are all declaring their intentions to run for the federal SRC presidency in this year's elections.
UHAS SRC built a multi-purpose basketball court at the ASORGLI Hall of Residence and names it after the Vice Chancellor.
And the 10th anniversary choral concert took place last Sunday at the Kofi Anidoho Auditorium with spectacular performances. Hello and welcome to the news at 6. Stay with us for all the latest news on campus. There is a massive shortage of tables and chairs on Trafalgar campus as students are seen running through different classes in search of chairs or tables.
There have been reported cases of some students fighting over chairs. Students are calling on the SRC to come to their aid. So how did we get here in the first place? There is more in this report.
It's first of all, it's indirectly affecting everybody on this campus, because sometimes when there are shortage of tables and chairs here, lectures have to be halted for a while, and other times too, if there are no or there are not enough tables and chairs here, sometimes we have to postpone the lectures or the IAs that we do.
This problem has been there for a while. Even last year we're running here and there to get tables for classes. Even sometimes you don't even think about a table, you just want a chair to sit on, and it's even a problem. Sometimes we have it, and that was last week, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. And the lecturer has to wait for us to get a table. You go to this class, it's full, you go here, it's full. So it's a big problem, and they have to do something about it.
So currently there are inadequate chairs, and then there is movement of chairs from different classrooms to others, and it's actually disturbing students and then student teaching. Like, it's actually disturbing lectures, because you can just come to class as early as 7 whilst you have a lecture at 8 thereabout, just to secure a seat for yourself, which is very bad, because moving from even the CO block to the auditorium and picking chairs, like, this is a university and it's actually discomforting, you get it? So it's actually bad, and it will be good if the school management engages the other authority. That's like, if they are not able to provide adequate for the students, they can engage the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health. The president was just here some weeks back, and getting him will not be that difficult if they can get him for a celebration, and things are not going on. I'm sure they can get him as well.
Well, I think it's something that is not good, because you don't have enough of the chairs in the classroom. When the students come, they'll have to go and look for their own chairs from other lecture rooms, and that's going to take their time. Even with the lecture itself, when they come and they are settling down with the chairs. It's going to make noise. It's going to distract the class. They're leaving the lecture going on. And that's something that's not.
Right. So you really think management should do something about
I think
it?
management, because it doesn't help. It doesn't help. The number of chairs, they should do something about it. Maybe bring more of the chairs or get people that will bring the chairs.
Thank you very much. So ideally, every university is supposed to have adequate number of chairs, but us not having and then having to go from other lecture rooms sort of interrupts the lecture, and it's also quite uncomfortable when you enter a lecture room and the lecture session has already begun, and then all eyes just turn on you simultaneously. It also sort of drags the lecture that you going to borrow the chair is having, because you have to then go and explain to the lecturer why you don't have a chair at the moment, and he has to sort of wait for quite a handful of students to go and look for chairs before the lecture can actually commence. So I feel like it's quite interruptive, and I feel like initiatives have to be taken to provide more chairs. Thank you.
Rudolph SUNNYDAYS is now the federal SRC president of UHAS after nearly a year of facing legal issues over his victory during the elections last year. On Sunday, he was sworn in together with his vice president at 4:30 p.m.
The acting president, Hagan Quayle, would step down to allow SUNNYDAYS to become president. There is more in this report by
On Sunday, 17th of July 2022, His Excellency Rudolph SUNNYDAYS Sedem Amuji was sworn into office as the President of the Student Representative Council of the University of Health and Allied Sciences after 10 months of battling issues in courts. In a short ceremony presided by the Speaker of Parliament, he was administered the oath of allegiance to office by His Lordship Ezeoduku Johnson. Having finally been sworn in as President, he thanked the acting President, Honorable Hagan Quayle, for his impeccable leadership qualities shown in his tenure of office as President, and promised to continue from where he stopped to fast-track some few manifesto promises he made to the student populace. He encouraged all stakeholders involved to come on board and work collectively with him to make UHAS SRC a better one.
Do hereby in the name of God swear.
Do hereby in the name of God swear.
That I will be faithful and true to the SRC.
That I will be faithful and true to the SRC.
That I shall strive at all times to preserve.
That I shall strive at all times to preserve.
Protect.
And
defend the Constitution of the SRC.
And defend the Constitution of the SRC.
And I hereby dedicate myself wholly.
And I hereby dedicate myself wholly.
Without fear nor favor.
Without fear nor favor.
To the service and welfare of the students of the University of Health and Allied Sciences.
To the service and welfare of the students of the University of Health and Allied Sciences.
Reporting for UHAS Base TV, I am Prince Emmanuel Day.
Vice Chancellor, Professor John Owusu Japon.
A short ceremony took place at the forecourt of the hall where the Vice Chancellor and other members of
the UHAS SLC, under the leadership of former SLC President, His Excellency Hagan Kweno, built a multipurpose court at the ASORGLI Hall for the school. The multipurpose court has been named after the outgoing Vice Chancellor, Professor John Owusu Japon, as the Professor John Japon's multipurpose court, to show their greatest appreciation to him. The commissioning of the multipurpose court was done on July 16, 2022 by Professor John Owusu Japon, assisted by the Registrar Dr. Cynthia Kpegulo, the Dean of Students Dr. Judith Anaman, Federal SLC President His Excellency Hagan Kweno, Federal SLC Secretary Patrick Akwaboa, Federal Treasurer Gertrude Banini, and by the Federal WUCOM, Anna Echasia.
I pray that you meet them at the top, and when you go to the top, you don't forget them. Yeah, but thank you so much. It's an honor to have you decide to immortalize my name in this university by naming this place after me. Initially, I was a little hesitant because I don't believe in getting things named after myself when I'm in office. But this is not my project. This is SRC project. So I think I will as we discussed the other time, it is good to recognize people.
Thanksgiving, and I just want to thank God, and most especially thank our Dean of Students. I think, Prof, at this point, I just want to thank the senior management for giving us a Dean of Students who has a motherly heart. I mean, there are so many things that went wrong along the line, but constantly she was there for us, midnight, day, literally. And I just want to say a very big thank you to you, Doc. Thank you so much. And again, I want to thank the Vice Chancellor as well, Professor Margaret Japon as well, for their immense support in coming up with this. Again, the Registrar as well. I really want to say a very big thank you, Dr. Cynthia Kpegulo. All the times we went to her, she was very willing to receive us. And again to Dr. Cedric, who is popularly known as Mr. Cedric. Thank you so much for your wise counsel. I mean, we've been here, it's because of your counsel. And most importantly, I want to thank Crown of Victory, the contractors. We really appreciate this. I know we've gone through a lot of ups and downs, but we truly appreciate this. And finally, I want to thank my federal executives. I mean, there are times we have to stay up late in the night, Zoom calls, videos, trying to make this happen. And
Akuba Mefia Comfort, UHAS Base TV.
Choral concert took place last Sunday at the Kofi Anyidoho Auditorium as part of the university's 10th anniversary celebrations.
There were amazing performances from the lecturers, the UHAS Basic School, the UHAS Choir, and even the Vice Chancellor himself. Naomi has more in this report.
It was indeed a nostalgic journey and experience as the university embarks on its 10th anniversary choral concert, which took place at the Professor Kofi Anyidoho Auditorium on July 17, 2022. Dignitaries present were the Vice Chancellor, Professor John Japon, the Registrar, Dr. Cynthia Kpegulo, the Dean of Pharmacy, Professor Theophilus Christian Fletcher, the Dean of Medical Biochemistry Molecular Biology, Professor Asma, Dr. Greg Spelly, Madam Ya Santowa, the incoming registrar, and others. It was a stellar performance as the university choir, being directed by Mr. Ken Wandachinyo, sang melodiously, and as the students as well as Serats. Reporting for UHAS Base TV, I'm Naomi Ayamga.
Let's look at some of the week's other news. A debate among all the 6 schools will take place tomorrow in honor of the registrar, Dr. Cynthia Kpeglu, at the Kofi